let's talk spiritual self-care. So spiritual self-care is just any ritual or practice that sort of enhance your connection to your higher self, or the real you, the you without an ego or without any conditioning. In my opinion, that's the most important form of self-care, because when you take care of your spirit, or when you live in alignment with your authentic self, everything else in your life falls into place. You experience more joy in your life, you experience more synchronicities, and also it becomes just natural for you to want to take care of your health, of your relationships, and you do it from a place of genuine self-love. So in this video, I'll share with you 5 spiritual self-care practices that I've learned from different spiritual texts and also channeled material. The first one is very simple, it's to do what brings you joy. So when you experience joy, it's a sign that you're living in alignment with your authentic self, that you are on the ideal path to living your best life. So I'll give you 2 easy ways you can bring more joy into your life. So the first thing is to simply create a list of joys, a list of things that make you feel happy. It could be things like watching the sunset, or cooking your favorite recipe, or calling a friend, for example. So this simple exercise was recommended by Rob Dial of the Mindset Mentor podcast as a tool to overcome depression. But you don't have to feel depressed to use it. So the idea is that in the morning you can pick 1 or 2 or 3 things that you'll do that day. And another thing you can do to bring more joy into your life is to do what Bashar is channeled by Daryl Anka. It's something that he calls following your highest excitement. Bashar says that one of the best ways we can raise our vibration and keep it high is to do what contains the highest excitement moment to moment. For example, in the morning when choosing what you'll eat for breakfast, instead of picking the thing that's going to be the quickest to prepare, like a granola bar, make yourself your favorite breakfast or the thing you feel most like eating in that moment. And if you do this all day, or as much as possible, if you do the thing that contains the highest joy or highest excitement, then you'll live in alignment with your higher self. Next is to trigger the helper's high. When you live in alignment with your higher self, you naturally want to do good in the world. You genuinely care about the impact you have on other people and the planet. Plus, being kind is scientifically proven to reduce stress, reduce anxiety, and feelings of depression, and just improve our mental, our emotional, and even our physical health. You've probably noticed that you usually feel really good when you make someone happy. And this good feeling is something psychologists call the helper's high. So what you could do is perhaps create a list of act of kindness ideas and just pick one of them every day. It doesn't have to be complicated. It could be just like smiling and say hi to a stranger you cross in the street. Now, I have something I can offer you. It's a journal called the Heart Centered Journal, and it's a daily journal based on positive psychology and practical spirituality. And it contains a list of 30 act of kindness ideas, and also a list of ideas or ways you could bring more joy into your life. So this journal can be a very helpful tool, a good way to start the day. I'm going to put the link in the description below. Next is inner guidance meditation. Of course, you knew I would include meditation, but I'd like to recommend a special form of meditation that will really help you connect to your inner guidance and inner wisdom. It's a really cool exercise that I actually use at the beginning of every meditation session, because it really helps to calm my mind, and then I find it a lot easier to enter a meditative state. I made an entire video about this practice, which I'll link somewhere on the screen and also in the description below, but still I'll explain to you how to do it. So you can just sit down, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Then imagine that you have a conversation with a wiser version of yourself. If you're into metaphysics, you can think of it as your 5D self, your 5th dimension self, or the most loving, the most blissful, the most compassionate version of you. So just imagine that you have a conversation with your 5D self and ask them questions, ask them for advice, or you can just tell this person your concerns and your worries. When I do this exercise, I always receive valuable insights and guidance, and to me, it's really a form of therapy. It's a very simple way you can tap into your inner wisdom. Next is to feed your mind with information that will uplift your spirit. Another easy way to focus on spirit is simply to consume spiritual content, like could be books, videos, podcasts. Personally, I like to watch videos on Gaia TV and read channeled material. Right now I'm reading a book about channeling and also a book called Oneness, which is excellent. I highly recommend it. I found that reading this kind of books in the morning helps me to start the day on the right foot, like on a positive note, and that reading them in the evening before going to bed helps me fall asleep faster just because it calms my mind. Next is gratitude journaling. So I used to just write 3 things I'm grateful for in the 5-minute journal, but after some time it sort of became mechanical and I felt like the benefits were kind of fading away. So now I write 10 to 15 things I'm grateful for every morning, or when I have time, sometimes I set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and I just write as many things I can during that time. I also try to really feel appreciation for each of the things I write, just so it doesn't become mechanical. And if you don't do it already, I highly recommend taking a few minutes, maybe even just 2 minutes every day to celebrate the good things in your life. That's perhaps one of the easiest ways you can align with your higher self and raise your vibration and keep it high. Again, the link to the free Heart Center journal will be in the description below. I'll also put the links to the videos I mentioned in this video. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a beautiful day and I'll see you next week.